Welcome to the Master English Speaking Podcast. I'm your host, Tom, and I'm super excited to be here with all of you today.
And I'm Emma, your other host. It's great to be back, Tom. You know, every time we start, I just get this happy feeling thinking about all our listeners around the world who are learning English with us.
Absolutely, Emma. It's a real joy. And today, we're talking about something I think almost everyone has felt at some point. It's a feeling that can be quite heavy, difficult.
I think I know where you're going with this, Tom. Is it that feeling when you just can't seem to get started? Or you know you should do something, but your body just says no?
Exactly that. We often call it laziness, don't we? But today, we want to challenge that idea. Our topic is, you're not lazy. Here's what's really happening.
Oh, I love this! Because honestly, I think lazy is such a strong and often unfair word. It makes us feel bad about ourselves, like we're not trying hard enough or we're just not good enough.
It really does. And what we want to explain today, in very simple English for all our listeners, is that usually, when you feel lazy, it's not because you are actually a lazy person. It's because something else is going on. There's a reason behind it.
Yes, it's like a signal, isn't it? Like when your car's engine light comes on. It doesn't mean your car is lazy, it means something needs attention inside.
That's a perfect analogy, Emma. So let's dive into some of these hidden reasons. One very common one is simply a lack of clarity. Imagine you have a big project, but you don't know exactly where to start or what the first step is. How do you feel then?
Oh, completely overwhelmed. Like I'm looking at a giant mountain and I have no idea which path to take. So I just stand at the bottom, doing nothing, and then I might think, I'm just so lazy for not starting.
Exactly. But it's not laziness, it's a lack of a clear plan. Your brain is saying, I don't have enough information to begin, so it chooses to do nothing instead of trying something random and possibly wrong.
That makes so much sense. And often, just breaking that big mountain into tiny steps, like, okay, step 1, open the document, or step 2, make a list of ideas, can make all the difference. It's not magic, it's just clarity.
Right. Another big reason, Emma, can be fear. Fear of failure, of course, is well known. We worry that if we try, we might not succeed, so we don't try at all.
And sometimes, fear of success too, believe it or not. What if you do really well? Then maybe there are higher expectations, more work, more responsibility. It sounds strange, but it can be very real for some people.
It's absolutely real. Both types of fear can make us freeze, make us avoid starting. And again, it looks like laziness from the outside, but inside, there's a powerful emotion stopping us.
So how do we deal with fear, Tom? It's not like you can just turn it off?
No, you can't just turn it off, but you can acknowledge it. You can say, okay, I'm feeling scared right now. And then, similar to the clarity point, you can take tiny steps. Steps so small that your fear doesn't feel powerful enough to stop them.
Like if you're afraid to write a book, you just write one sentence. Or if you're afraid to speak English, you just say, hello, to yourself in the mirror. I get it. It's about building confidence bit by bit.
Exactly. Now moving on to another common one, perfectionism. This is a big trap. We want everything to be perfect, absolutely flawless. And because we know it probably won't be perfect the first time, we don't even try.
Oh, this is me sometimes. Especially with my art. I have an idea and I imagine it perfectly in my head. Then I think about actually drawing it, and I know it won't look exactly like my perfect vision, so I just don't start, and then I feel bad.
Right. The pressure of perfection is paralyzing. It's not laziness, it's an impossible standard. The key here is to remember the phrase, done is better than perfect. Get it done, and then you can make it better later.
I really need to remember that. Done is better than perfect. That's a powerful one. Another big one, I think, Tom, is simply a lack of energy or motivation. Sometimes you just feel tired, truly tired, or just not interested.
Yes, and this is where we have to look at our basic needs. Are we sleeping enough? Are we eating healthy food? Are we getting some exercise? Stress also drains our energy. If you're physically or mentally exhausted, it's completely normal to not feel like doing anything challenging.
It's true. If I've had a bad night's sleep or if I'm really stressed about something, the last thing I want to do is start a new, difficult task. And it's not because I'm lazy, it's because my body and brain are asking for rest or relief.
Exactly. So if you're feeling lazy, sometimes the best first step is to check in with your body. Do you need more sleep? A healthy meal? A short walk outside? Sometimes these simple things can recharge you enough to get started.
That's such practical advice. And it goes back to being kind to yourself, doesn't it? Not just calling yourself lazy and giving up.
Absolutely. Self-compassion is key. Now, Emma, another factor can be what we call difficulty with task initiation. This is the problem of just starting. The first few minutes of any task can feel like the hardest part.
Oh, this is so true. Like once you start washing the dishes, it's not so bad. But actually walking to the sink and putting your hands in the water, that first step feels huge sometimes.
Yes, or opening your textbook to study English. Once you're reading, it might be interesting, but just opening it feels like a big effort. For this, a trick called the 5-minute rule can be very helpful.
The 5-minute rule. Tell us about it, Tom, for our listeners who are learning English with us.
Okay, the 5-minute rule is simple. Tell yourself you only have to work on the task for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, if you still don't want to do it, you can stop. Most of the time, once you start, you find that the task isn't so bad, and you keep going for much longer than 5 minutes.
That's brilliant. It lowers the barrier to entry, doesn't it? It makes the commitment feel so small that your brain doesn't fight it as much. I've used that trick myself, actually. Okay, just write for 10 minutes, and then suddenly an hour has passed.
It's incredibly effective. And speaking of brains, sometimes there are deeper hidden obstacles that aren't just about attitude. Things like mental health conditions, like depression or anxiety, can really impact our energy and motivation.
Absolutely. If someone is struggling with depression, even simple tasks like getting out of bed can feel like climbing a mountain. It's not laziness, it's a serious health condition that needs understanding and often professional help.
Precisely. Or conditions like ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. People with ADHD often struggle with focusing, starting tasks, and organizing. These are not choices, they are part of their brain's wiring. So calling someone with ADHD lazy is very unfair and unhelpful.
Thank you for bringing that up, Tom. It's so important to remember that sometimes what looks like laziness is from the outside is actually a struggle with an invisible illness or a different way the brain works. Physical health issues too, chronic pain or fatigue, can make daily tasks incredibly difficult.
Exactly. So if you're constantly feeling unmotivated or unable to start things, and you've tried some basic strategies, it might be worth talking to a doctor or a mental health professional. It's okay to ask for help.
It's more than okay, it's a sign of strength. Now, another thing that can make us feel lazy is simply being overwhelmed by too many choices or too many tasks. It's called decision fatigue.
Ah, yes, decision fatigue. Like standing in the supermarket, looking at 20 different types of cereal, and suddenly you just want to go home without buying anything because it's too much to think about.
Exactly. Our brains have a limited amount of decision energy each day. If you spend it all on small choices, when it comes to the important things, you have nothing left. So you just do nothing, and again, you might call it laziness.
So a strategy here is to reduce the number of decisions you have to make. Create routines. For example, prepare your clothes the night before, or plan your meals for the week. This frees up your brain for more important tasks.
That's a smart tip. Like how some successful people wear the same type of clothes every day, just to avoid that decision. It seems simple, but it makes a difference. And another point, Tom, is unrealistic expectations.
Tell me about it. We see all these amazing things people do on social media, or we read about very successful people, and we think we should be able to do just as much, just as fast. But often, we don't see all the hard work, the failures, or the long journey they took.
Yes, we compare our behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. And then, when we can't achieve massive goals overnight, we feel like we're failing or we're lazy for not being super productive like others.
It's a recipe for feeling bad. The solution here is to set realistic, small, achievable goals. Celebrate small wins. If you want to learn English, don't say, I'll be fluent in a month. Say, I'll learn 5 new words this week, or I'll listen to 10 minutes of a podcast every day, like this one.
Haha, exactly. And on that note, if you're enjoying this episode and finding it helpful for your English learning journey, please make sure to subscribe to the Master English Speaking Podcast. We release new episodes regularly, and subscribing means you'll never miss out. It helps us a lot too.
Yes, please do. Your support means the world to us. Now, Emma, let's talk about some general strategies for when you feel that lazy feeling creeping in, now that we know it's usually not real laziness.
Okay, so we've talked about self-compassion, breaking tasks down, identifying root causes, setting realistic goals, and taking care of our basic needs. What else can we do?
Another big one is creating a supportive environment. Think about your physical space. Is your workspace messy? Is it full of distractions? A clean, organized, quiet space can make it much easier to focus and get started.
Oh, absolutely. If my desk is a mess, I feel messy inside too, and it's harder to think clearly. Just 5 minutes of tidying up can make a huge difference in my motivation.
Exactly. And it's not just physical space. It's also about who you spend time with. Do you have friends or family who encourage you, or who also like to learn and grow? Or are there people who discourage you or bring you down?
That's a really important point, Tom. Our environment, both physical and social, plays a huge role in our energy and motivation levels. Being around positive, supportive people can be incredibly uplifting.
Indeed. Also, sometimes what looks like laziness is just a lack of interest. If you're forcing yourself to do something you truly hate, it's going to be very difficult to feel motivated.
That's a good point. Maybe you're not lazy, but the task itself is just not right for you. Or maybe there's a way to make it more interesting. For example, if you hate reading textbooks, maybe try listening to podcasts or watching movies to learn English instead.
Smart. Find what truly engages you. It makes the effort feel much less like effort. Remember, our goal isn't to force ourselves to do things we hate forever. It's to understand why we're resisting and find better ways forward.
So, to summarize, Tom, when you feel lazy, try to pause and ask yourself some questions. Is it a lack of clarity? Am I afraid? Am I trying to be perfect? Am I genuinely tired? Is there something deeper going on with my health? Am I overwhelmed?
Yes, exactly, Emma. And then, once you have a better understanding, you can choose a strategy. Break it down. Take a rest. Ask for help. Reduce decisions. Start small with the 5-minute rule. Be kind to yourself.
It's all about self-awareness, isn't it? Instead of just accepting that negative label of lazy, we can dig a little deeper and understand ourselves better. And when we understand, we can change things.
Absolutely. So the next time you feel that feeling, remember this podcast. Remember, you're not lazy. Something else is happening, and you have the power to figure out what it is and address it.
That's a wonderful message to end on, Tom. And it's so empowering for everyone out there, especially our listeners who are working hard to learn English. It's a big journey, and sometimes you'll feel tired, but that doesn't mean you're lazy.
Indeed. Keep going, keep learning, and keep being curious about yourself and the world. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Master English Speaking Podcast.
Yes, thank you for listening. We really appreciate you spending your time with us. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.
See you next time, everyone. Take care.